G'day guys, Josh Huggett here from Joshua Huggett Media, and if you're a filmmaker, a wedding photographer, a content creator, or somebody that just makes videos or photos at all, really, then this Sirui light here is maybe one of the best things you can add to your camera bag. I have absolutely no idea if I said that right. Sirui. Anyway, they sent me this light so that I could tell you all about it. And to be completely honest, when I first got this out of the bag, I wasn't initially blown away. It does, just mainly because it's so light. It's such a light light. So we'll get into all the features. I'm going to talk you through my experience with this camera, I'm going to talk you through my experience with this light as well. But don't let the lightness, light as in weight, not light as in power, fool you. This tiny, tiny light here is more than enough for me to bring to a wedding day. And that really surprised me. I remember taking it when I first got it out of the box. I don't do unboxings here because I'm just kind of terrible at them. I normally can't wait to get home and open something. But I remember when I pulled this out of the box that Sirui sent me. And I kind of went like, oh, like, it's actually quite small, isn't it? And I remember being like, oh shit, how am I going to make a video on this light when it's so small and I don't know if I'll like it? You know, when you get sent something, there's always this sort of like, how do you make a good review if you don't like the product? Thankfully, touch wood, everything I've been sent to date, I've actually really enjoyed. And this light is no different. I've actually really enjoyed my time with this light. So we're going to talk into the features. I'm going to tell you about how I brought it to a wedding day with me over in New South Wales, and show you some of the footage that I was able to capture and some of the photos as well, just using this light as my solid light on a wedding day. Anyway, let's jump into some of the features, talk about it, and see if it's something you want to add in your little camera bag. All right, so first up, what is it? It's a 60-watt light. It's kind of in the name, the C60Z, although it is quite hard to read on here. Now, let's see if we can get this in focus. See how it kind of reads as an O? But anyway, C60Z, 60-watt light, so it's definitely not the most powerful light on the market. You can go far larger in lights, but what we found on our wedding days anyway, so for those of you that have made it to this video and you don't know who I am or anything about me at all, I'm Josh Huggett. I'm a wedding photographer from Adelaide, and I use solid light more than flash, so these are right up my alleyway. They fit perfectly in my camera bag. We'll talk about that in a second, but this is definitely not the most powerful light on the market. You can buy a far more powerful light that you'll be able to use to take wedding photos, use for your wedding videos, but it's more than enough light for what we do. What we found is that we've got some other small rig lights, and we've got some other newer lights. We've got a whole bunch of stuff now in our little kit here. What we found is that we weren't ever really using our lights at 100%, pretty much ever. We were normally sitting at about 20% power, maybe 28% power, which means we're carrying such a large light and so much extra weight for no real reason. And that's kind of where this fits that sort of like mold of, you do run it at 100%, but you've got enough light for what you need it to do. Got a pretty sick little design. You got this cool little like rubberized texture bit here. Do have this nice like funky stuff on the back and cool little logo, and you got your tripod mounting point down at the bottom. I would have liked it to kind of be inbuilt, like if this was inside. I don't know if you can see from there, but like, see how this sits? There you go. See how this sits up here? I would have liked that to kind of be like inbuilt in the camera a little bit more, so it's not obtruding, so it's not so obtrusive. That would have been nice. Other than that, it's a great looking little piece of kit. It does just kind of look like a camera. It's very similar. Like this is the R6 here. Wow, wow, that's insane. I've never actually put them side to side. I've just kind of assumed that they were the same. So this here is the original Canon R6 with a 16 2.8mm lens, and this is the Cyril Lite side by side. Literally, essentially exactly the same size. That's crazy. So it's the same size. It's like a small mirrorless camera with a small lens attached. So it does fit perfectly into camera bags. You do have your fans here, which bring out a little bit of noise, but not too much noise compared to some of the other larger lights. And you do have this nice big Fresnel lens on the front. You can't, it is a fixed focal length. You can't change the focal length of the Fresnel, which is kind of annoying. I would have really liked something that I could really hone in the light on, or hone in the fucking spread. But other than that, cool looking light, really enjoy it. Touched on this before, but the weight of this light is super, super impressive. It's like, it's so hard to explain how light this is. It's like this, it's the same. And if you are looking at lights, and I'm sure this isn't news to you, but lights can be quite heavy. I've got another one here that I'm about to make a review on. It's quite a heavy piece of light. This at what, like 660 grams is light enough that you can put it in your camera bag. You don't even really think about it. It just sits in there. It does its job. When you need extra light, you can bring it out. It just works. It's like, go and pick up something that's 660 grams and be like, wow, yeah, that's actually really quite light for a light. So most of this is actually made out of plastic, and this is where it does differ from some of the other lights that we've been testing and some of the other lights that we've been working on. A lot of the other lights that we test and work on, they're all made out of aluminium or some sort of metal, but that does make them quite a bit heavier. Yes, it makes them sturdier, but it also makes them quite a bit heavier. You can see that they've actually really tried to make this super light and practical, and that's why a lot of it's made out of plastic. And that's kind of where that, like, I remember taking it out of the box being like, oh, geez, it's made out of plastic. Look, but now that it's been to like 6 weddings with me, it's pretty tough, and I am not kind to my gear at all. So for something to kind of still be lasting, even though it's made out of plastic, I don't know how many drops you're going to get out of it, but just treat your gear a little bit nicer than me, and then that shouldn't be an issue. All right, some of the key features on this light here for you. It is a 60 watt light, like I mentioned before. Again, not the brightest on the market, but it doesn't need to be. Its compact size and its compact nature gives you that confidence that it's going to be enough for like a wedding day, especially if you had 2, one on either side. This is going to be more than enough and take up half the size of some of the other lights on the market. It is a bi-color range from 28. Now I need to read this so I get it right. From 2,800K to 7,000K. So it does give you a lot of flexibility there in your range. It does have the now far out, man. I'm not a tech guy. I love talking about my experience with products. But some of the comments I've received have been like, hey man, we'd love it if you could tell us more of the features and like more of the techie nerdy stuff. So I'm going to read it because otherwise I'll get it wrong. If you want unfiltered experience, that's where these videos come in. But I will read these so that you get the actual proper details. It has a color accuracy CRI of 96 plus and a TLCI of 98 plus. This means that skin tones render well, the color pop naturally, and you won't need to do much color correction in post. It has app control as well. All of these lights now have app control. Now you don't use it all the time. Let's be real. You don't need an app for your light all of the time. But where it does come in handy is if you're standing on one side of the dance floor, like you've got the couple over there, they're about to do their first dance, and you've set your lights up, you are able to easily like change the temperature, change the fucking output from a distance, so you can actually like in real time see what your lights are sort of looking like without having to like change the settings, walk to the other side of the dance floor, come back, change the settings again. And the fan noise, it does have an active cooling fan, but it's mostly silent. You can hear it a little bit if you like put your hand up to it, but you're not actually going to hear that in your videos. It's not so loud that it's actually going to take people out of the experience. Not a lot of buttons on here too, which makes it nice and easy to use. You literally have to just turn on the thing. You turn this little dial here on the front. It'll turn itself on. And now we have a light. As you can see, last time I used it was on a dance floor. I like that it's literally just now. I'm going to try not to blind myself while I do this. Where is it? Over here. Small dial, and I can change the color. Nice and easy. I just have it set so that I can go into a dance floor or go into somewhere and actually like just kind of match the tungsten. They're tungsten lights, aren't they? So that I can match the tungsten lights inside. Another great thing about this light that should be more commonplace in a lot of other lights is that it's got an inbuilt battery. Yes, you can plug it into a V-mount battery, but it has an inbuilt battery through USB-C. So there's no fancy little cables that you need to bring. Just plug it straight into any of your power adapters. You can literally charge it from a power bank while you're at the wedding and then use it and then charge it back up again. Love it. If you do want to run it off a battery, it does come with a V-mount plate as well, so you can use some of all of your other V-mount batteries that you've got. I haven't attached mine because I just leave it in my camera bag, and then I normally have a tripod mount on the bottom here, but I do flick them between lights, and then that way I can just sit it on top one of my light stands. It does also come with this soft little diffuser here as well, so that way you can diffuse that light, make it looking nice and sweet. Where's that on switch, Josh? Turning it back on, it'll turn on pretty quickly, and that way you can diffuse that light. Now I'm going to be overexposed because we use manual, but you can diffuse that light, making it nice and soft rather than just having a harsh light coming straight out of the light itself. Being that it is so small, it's perfect for wedding photographers and videographers alike, that we can put it on lights and light up a room without being too obtrusive with our setups. We don't need to bring in huge light stands because it's going to carry something so heavy. It's literally so small that I put it in my camera bag, and then if I need to add a little bit of extra light to a room, I can just kind of like sit it up against the wall and it'll add light to that area without people really knowing what we're doing. Also means that it's easy to bring on the dance floors and that sort of stuff as well. There's no real end to the use case that you could use a light like this for if you're a vlogger trying to fucking up your vlogging game in a hotel room, because hotel rooms always got terrible lighting. If you're a filmmaker, you can use this for solid light and filmmaking, which is what I used it for when I took it to Sydney with me. Some of that footage should hopefully be clipped over the top of this. And because it's so small, you can actually fit it in tight spaces as well. So if you are in a small room or something, you're not needing to worry about bringing such a big softbox like the one sitting above me. You can kind of just sit this to the side, bring the intensity down a little bit, and then that way you're actually going to get that beautiful little light. Anyway, if you are looking for a light, if you're looking for some solid light for your videos, I talk about it a lot on Instagram over Flash. Something like this Sirui light, Sirui, whatever the fuck the brand name is, Sirui. That's how it's pronounced, isn't it? If I'm not, I'm so sorry, marketing team. Anyway, if you're looking for a light, this is a pretty good little fit. Thank you so much for sending it out to me. It's staying in the camera bag. Staying in my camera bag. This is the one that I'm going to be bringing to weddings. So if you see solid light behind my photos and I'm working alone, this is the one that I'll be using. Until then, thanks so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way here through my light rambling. If there's anything you'd like to see me review, if there's anything you'd like to see me talk about on Talk Talk, which is our, it's not really a podcast, but it is our show that we talk about anything really, drop it in the comments and I'll talk to you in the next one. But thanks so much for sticking along this way. Till I see you in the next video, until my eyes see your eyes on Instagram, or until you hear my voice in your little ear holes, just let it be known that I love you very much. Peace.